I'll just note that the municipality's planning code requires that the improvements be substantially completed by that date. So to the extent you could ask for an extension closer to August, it might be difficult if they need to start moving to complete the improvements and get going.
Well, they've got 15 years, so.
That's correct.
Bob, Joe's homemaker, Strikesville Post. Did I hear you say that the solicitor had made the recommendation of a 60-month extension?
Correct.
So is there a reason that we're all talking about a year here, or is that still up in the air?
The developers made a request for a year.
Thank you, sir.
How do you spell your last name?
Z as in zebra, N-O, M as in Matthew, E-K. First name Joe. Thank you.
Yes, George. George Mallett, Bowman Drive. A question for this gentleman here. So you're talking about helping the township make improvements to the sewer system by changing what you already have on the books for 15 years. Could you give us some minor details of what those would be, sir?
Sure. Would you like me to answer the question? Yeah, so the idea is there's a number of residents up Southford Station Road that have potentially failing septic systems.
Right.
And so if we were to be able to construct a municipal pump station down around the Goshen Creek, people would be able to flow sanitary sewer down Southford Station Road to a pump station. That pump station then pump to a manhole at gravel pipe and railroad.
Is that it?
Well, that would be what you would end up getting is a municipal pump station that would help
Is that
service.
your cost?
That's part of the conversation, yes.
And who's going to maintain it?
Again, I guess I would look at it would be a municipal pump station, so the municipal.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, I got a couple of things here that, I guess this is your plan B. What you're proposing to change would be some of these, what we have on the books now, to go from a 1 acre lot to a 0.6 acre, is that right?
No, we have 10,000 square foot lots on the approved plan,
Right.
and we're looking to go to 6,500 square foot lots.
Why is that?
They're smaller lots, and that's what the market.
So you can get more houses on it.
No, actually, with the reduction of lot sizes, we have additional open space, and so we're able to better supply what the market is looking for in terms of new homes.
So you're not looking to put 60 houses up?
So we are, but that's also.
But that's more houses. So the 47 that you're currently approved for.
Yeah, so,
Okay, so that's part of it.
so sir, can I answer
So,
your question? Sir, can I answer your question?
Go ahead.
Sir, so part of the concept is that you asked the question, how do we pay for sanitary sewer? And that's the answer. Is with
That's how you pay for it.
That's correct, that's how we would pay for that.
And you're going to maintain it.
We would then offer it to dedication to the municipality. But then what the municipality would end up getting out of that is future homeowners to be able to connect.
Okay, well, I got one more here. So if you want to go from 10,000 to 6,000 instead, and you want to change the lot width requirements?
That's correct.
Okay, so you want to change like all our zoning. So then you want to change the setbacks from 25 to 20?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. How about the impervious space from right now 18% and you know, 35%? Really?
That's correct.
That's double.
That's correct.
Okay, so if we have something on the books here, no matter if we have 1 acre or 10 acres, you're only allowed 1,250 square foot of outbuilding space. So how can you physically double impervious space?
So I
I mean,
think,
you're basically looking to change our zoning.
so I think what you're missing is,
I don't think I'm missing anything.
well, so take that same 18%. That 18% of a 12,000 square foot lot ends up with a certain number. Let's say that number ends up being 2,000 square feet. You do the same math on a smaller lot, you increase the percentage, but you end up with the same amount of impervious.
That's not how it is. No. So then you want to change the setback from the track boundaries 50 foot instead of 100. So these are the things that like your plan B, right?
These are.
This lady up front here just gave a presentation about how nice it is in this rural community. Okay? We're not looking to have 60 houses if you already approved for 47 and change all of our requirements and our setbacks. It's on the books for a reason. I've been a resident out here for 23 years, I know that's the way it is. Right? You're gonna build, you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, and that's how you go. We live, this is our community, it's our township.
I'm going to just jump in for a second. I just want to ask another piece of math. You know, we're talking about a pump station that's going to cost this township up to $18,000 a year to maintain, to add some potential new customers. What if there are 5 new customers? We're going to be spending $18,000 a year for your 60 homes and a handful of new customers. What if you put your pumping station on your property at your expense?
And have the municipality maintain it.
If it serves your community, it's for your community, and size it appropriately.
I think, if we were to continue to go down that path, and this is really the subject of discussion from years past, is we would be happy to build our 47 homes, and we would just supply our 47 homes by individual grinder pumps with a low-pressure system connected to the manhole over.
You have a sewage solution from your original plan that is approved. Yes?
That is correct.
I'm sorry I interrupted Representative Dye, I apologize.
Sherry.
I come to this meeting all the time, and I've heard about the right pump before, I've heard about the potential on South Station before. There is nothing new here, okay? There is nothing that you haven't known for many years. I recommend the supervisors do not approve this section.
Linda Johnson, Simmons Road. One thing I would also like to point out is, since this plan has been grandfathered for the better part of 15 years, you were approved under previous zoning. If you would build a plan today, that parcel can only support 33 homes. It's only a 41-acre parcel. It has EAF factors. So by being grandfathered for 46 homes from the Board of Supervisors' decision on May 18th of 2005, you're already getting an additional 15, 17 homes, even more than you already have. So, and now you're asking for double that. So you almost think that you should just be happy with what you have now and not have to start back at the 33 EAF factors. So it's just something else for the Board of Supervisors to consider when you're asking, for additional time. So I mean, I just go ahead and build the 46 that you're entitled to, because you may end up getting even less than that. It is not much more. Thank you.
Ernest Smith, Silverbrook Drive.
Ernest,
Did you submit this application to the Township for zoning hearing board?
I did, yes.
Did you pay the amount of money?
Yes.
How much money was that?
I don't recall.
Approximately.
I want to say it might have been $750 and then a $2,000 escrow.
And you're represented by legal counsel,
Yes,
right? That application has been accepted by the Township.
that's my understanding.
To our solicitor, Mr. Tucker,
Yes,
you cannot withdraw that application to the zoning hearing board, can you?
that is correct. So the
You
zoning
have
hearing,
no legal right. Then the applicant can proceed to the zoning hearing board, can he not?
correct. So, yeah, so the zoning hearing board is an independent agency, and they're gonna,
The Board of Supervisors at this time have no jurisdiction to suspend this or stop this request to the zoning hearing board.
correct. The board could send a letter to the zoning hearing board, asking that they postpone with the developer's consent, postpone the first hearing, which needs to be scheduled within 60 days of receipt of the application. But no, the board can, on its own, postpone or cancel the application.
Right, that was my question. The point being, I think that at this juncture, he could proceed based on what you just mentioned could be brought up. Right. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Right, okay. All right, thank you. Wait, and also, realizing this past the last planning commission, we did approve a quasi-type approval of a land swap on Little Road, which is not far from his development, for a readjustment of lots on a particular piece of property because of a transfer from one ownership to another ownership, which is, in a technical point, similar to this. It's just that in the conceivable future, if Mr. Goldthorpe's process would get approved, whether it's at 47 or 60 some units, we both realize, or we all realize, that there's going to be some growth in this area of Lower Frederick Township. Is that not so? There is going to be some kind of growth.
There will be.
Right, I mean, I don't see at this juncture to belabor the point of what Mr. Goldthorpe is trying to do. Thank you.
Yes.
Jason Wager, 81 Village Drive. This question is kind of to the board. When was the zoning hearing board application filed?
September 4th.
Is there a reason that it didn't go in front of the planning commission before it's on tonight's agenda? Would that not normally be policy that the planning commission weigh in on what I would consider a major modification or change before the board comments on a zoning hearing board application? Is there a reason that the planning commission didn't see this?
I think that's a question for Mr. Goldberg.
Well, it wouldn't be up to him. If he submitted it to the township, it's up to the township to get it to the planning commission.
By law, the county commission must be notified of the zoning hearing board. But I agree with you, the proper process for a granting of plans would be to go through the planning commission and or then seek additional use, not to bypass the process. The variances or the hardships you're suggesting here are largely self-created, which goes against our zoning code.
Excuse me, did you say your name was Jason? How do you spell
Wager,
your last name?
W-A-G-E-R.
One more time?
W-A, like wager.
Okay, got it.
Philip Smith, 205 Burlock Road. This is directed to our solicitor, and he mentioned, of course, that the Board of Supervisors can't thwart the applicant for their application for a zoning hearing, but they certainly, and I believe I'm correct in this, they could certainly weigh in on an opinion that would be served as testimony at that hearing. Is that correct?
Correct. So the township is automatically a party for all zoning hearing board proceedings, and the township can take a position, or they cannot take a position, but they certainly can oppose it if that would be the board's choosing.
And I think that our Board of Supervisors would be prudent in making a decision and offering that guidance to our zoning hearing board. Thank you.
Yeah.
Steve Schroyer, 260 Fulton Road.
Steve Shore.
Schroyer, yeah.
I'm
just
sorry,
curious,
how do you spell that?
S-C-H-R-O-Y-E-R. I was curious as to what the impact, all of the negatives of this increased lot planning on this property are aside. What's the township's liability for the sewer issues on Salford Station Road? How much would this help us or hurt us or not do anything as far as our liability towards those homeowners in the future? Because I know on Fulton Road, they increased the sewer, ran it all the way up. I'm sure that cost us all money. I mean, it's public improvements, but what are the pros and cons here? What are we saving, what are we losing for them getting a benefit?
What we lose is there are some troubled systems on South Station Road. There's some up there. This person sitting in here right now that has a holding tank. She's had it for a long time. And it would help them in the future here to get a line down to that pumping station. It's the way to go instead of having 47 grinder pumps that if the power goes out, you don't have no sewer. You know, when it's gravity, you still have sewer. You know, it's going to help some homes. Because there are some failing systems on, and there's some on Zieglersville Road. And this
537 Act is supposed to take care of this Southwark Station Road and Sigelsville Road.
And how do we plan to do that? How much was that going to cost us before?
It wasn't, it was to be incorporated into this development,
Okay.
okay?
So that was already in the 537
That
plan?
was an inceptor line that would go down the Conshohocken Creek there from Southwark Station Road to Sigelsville Road. Then a pump station would be put there on the water company property around there and pump up to the top of the hill to the townhouse on Sigelsville Road. That's what was really planned on this. Okay, that would have helped all these people. That's about a $2 million job.
And the $18,000 that we would have to pay to maintain the pump station that would be dedicated was already factored into this?
Yes. Because there'd be more houses tied into it.
So I dispute that. We still have failing systems. I would argue that if there are failing systems, you should contact the health department and the township immediately, have us come and look at it. If we determine and the health department determines it is in fact failing, then we must act. If they are just potential failing systems, there's no legal requirement for us to act, and the expense and the damage to our township to assist unidentified failing systems is tremendous. I believe there are other ways to help these systems. I also do not believe that the pumping station proposed at the bottom of Southwark Station Road would help Zieglerville. Is that correct, Carol? It would not help Zieglerville, so that is incorrect. So what do we have? Maybe 4 or 5 residents we're helping through about 9 zoning code changes and an additional expense. I think there are other ways to help people.
Chair?
Sharon, the video, South Station Road. The whole purpose of the Act 537 is to take all your problem areas, find them every 5 years, and make sure that anytime a builder steps in, they take care of the people with the problems. I've been pumping out, I was pumping out at $200 a month for years. I've lived there 20 years. I'm the one who switched to holding tanks, only because I was tired of pumping out at $200 a month. Yet the house was okay to sell to me, and there are many more people who have problems than me. I see the stuff floating down the roads. What are they going to do? You call and they report people. There's nothing these people can do. They just get fined, but there's nothing they can do. And the whole purpose of the Act 537 is to make sure you tie in people who have problems. When a builder steps in, they split the cost to defray it so that everybody doesn't have to pay a whole lot of money. But there was nothing I could do. I had to buy out thousands of dollars, drilled 4 holes, and said, lady, I don't know what to tell you, move. I said, how can I move? I had to pay all this money to have things dug all over. I'm the one who went to Hold'em tank. Brian Hill, same problem. We take 3-minute showers, and that's how I've been living for 20 years. Dishes, in soapy water, I can only do dishes twice a day. Everything I have is on shorter cycles, so the flushes are less. And I'm not going to go on and on and on because that's our problem. But it is really a township problem because there are a lot more people who have problems than me.
I'm very sorry to hear that, and if you can prove that it is a failing system, that you cannot fix it yourself, I mean, what is the litmus test for the township responsibility versus resident responsibility?
That already happened. It already went that there was nothing they could do. As a matter of fact, Vince Smith was the one who enabled us to put holding tanks, and all I really get now, I get an extra, I make it 6 to 7 weeks. And I'm just paying $160 now, so I found something to do it a little bit less. But it's not even about that. It's like there's so many other people with problems that they're afraid to say they have problems.
Why?
I don't know.
Ernie?
Yeah,
I'm
it's an
sorry.
interesting question.
What's your name again, Sharon? What?
For video, PERFIDIO,
And your address?
101 South Station Road.
South Station. Okay, thank you.
Ernie Schmidt, Silverbrook Drive. this question's been raised before. We don't have a sewer authority here. The Board of Supervisors are our sewer authority. They have an obligation to protect the health of our citizens and build sewer pumping stations, maintain a sewer treatment plant, provide the collection system to get the sewage to the plant. We currently have a large sewer pumping station now that costs us thousands of dollars a year to maintain. It is generator backup in case of power failure. This is a public health issue. You cannot say that you can handle it on your own property. There are properties in this township that cannot handle sewerage of their own ability on their own property. First of all, because they can't have enough ground to treat the effluent no matter what type system you put on it. I know that technology has changed, but we have a commitment here to the DEP that gave us additional capacity with the new plant. A sewer pump station, in many ways, is the only alternative we have. You must look for the future and look to plan to build sewer treatment plants and move ahead. Don't try to pussyfoot around this issue. You're not going to get away with it. You're going to get caught up either in court or through the DEP. Stop it.
I agree with you, Ernie. I just don't want to conflate the two issues to take a chance to ruin our township.
Well, he's not going to ruin it if he could build a sewer pumping station to help us for the sake of what, 13 or 14 more homes? If he gets that approval. You're trying to tell him he's preordained, he's not going to get it. He has to go through the process.
Mrs. Swanson?
John Swanson, 19 South Station Road, Cedarville. I live on South Station Road. I do not have a problem myself. I kept my tank pumped out, but if they were going to put 300 gallons of water in the Board of Health, I would not pass the test, nor would anyone else in this township. Also, I do not have a problem, but I have had septic water running down my property, on my property, and also that's fixed, thank God, but also in front of my property. I have to weed whack out there. I have the PennDOT just put a pipe in after me living there over 50 years. But the other part, I still have to almost stand in water to weed whack in front of my house to keep it nice looking. The township was notified by DEP, no more houses in this township or it will be on the township on expensive bills. And this was in 2008.
Phil?
Phil Smith, 205 Burlock Road. I just want to point out a couple of things. First of all, in the course of the period in which we've recently begun to look at the Elkhorn Hill project, the Planning Commission has at various times, addressed the issues of how to sewer and solve some of these problems that have been brought up by these individuals. And I think that does factor into the Township Board of Supervisors' thinking. And I think that really is important to understand in the process of going forward here. I have a question for Mr. Goldthorpe, which is, in 2008, that plan was approved, and there were conditions put on that. We've at various times brought up the issue of those conditions and the municipal benefit that would have come about as a result